Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Leap Day to ya. So I guess today will be the only time for the next 4 years that you'll get a video update from me on February 28th. So how about that? And I have exciting news to share with you on Leap Day. Okay. So let's all keep our fingers crossed that, yes, this means my stall is officially broken. Alright, let's get down right to it, shall we? I am down an additional 1.6 pounds, bringing me to an all-time low of 344.4. If you recall, my lowest weight had been 345.8 or 345.6. But anyways, 345 was my lowest, not recorded weight, but I had actually weighed myself in between when I had been stalled for so long and really frustrated and going back and forth on the calories, all that good stuff. And anyways, long story short, the weight is slowly starting to come off again. I have a new low. So, like I said, I'm now sitting at 344.4 pounds, which means now I have a total loss since surgery of 56.6 pounds. I actually had an incredible week. My week total loss, which is the highest that I've had since probably the first month of surgery, I actually lost 11.6 pounds this past week. And I know that seems like outrageous. I mean, like, really outrageous as far as my concern goes, because I just was not losing the weight at all. And I'll just tell you, I'm just so excited. I'm trying to think of how I wanted to phrase this. Sorry, but basically, what I was gonna say was, if I can get it back, and that's so funny because I even wrote myself notes and everything, so I would try and stay focused. But I'm just so excited to be able to share this with you guys. So basically, what I did is go back to basics. Last Friday, I did the 5-day pouch test, which a lot of people have been asking me since I mentioned that. I will put a link to the one that I followed, but basically I just went on Google and put in 5-day pouch test. It brought me to 5daypouchtest.com, I think it is. It was actually the website, and I just followed the guide. I mean, I kind of did it on my own, because I basically knew what I needed to do, but you just follow for 5 days. It's kind of like going back to right after surgery, except you advance yourself a little bit, actually much quicker. So over 5 days as opposed to, let's say, 5 weeks or 5 months, you advance yourself out, starting with liquids on day 1, and then you introduce, one meal that has a, soft food, and then you do that for a couple of days, where you're just doing one meal first, and then you're doing 2 meals that are soft foods, and so forth, until you build up to day 5, where you're eating a solid protein, like a full-on piece of chicken or something like that. So that's what I did. So I am now within 84 pounds of my goal, my own personal goal, which I set, which was to get down to about 270. I was hoping to be a lot closer by now, but I never anticipated a stall this long. However, I haven't given up, and I think that's the important thing that you have to remember. As frustrating as this is, and believe me, I have felt the frustration. Being stalled out for 5 months is a very long time, especially when, the first year you were able to drop over 100 pounds. So then you just have all these things and so much advice and information coming at you. But that brings me to something that I kind of took a step back and decided to do, and it goes along with the 5-day pouch test, which I recommend. you give a shot. If you feel like you're stalled and you don't know what's wrong, and you can't figure out where you're at. And this is specifically for the sleevers and the Roux-en-Y patients. I'm not sure if the 5-day pouch test works quite the same for the bands, but I would imagine it would. Anyways, my point was just that you have to listen to your body, and that's basically what I just decided to do, and just kind of like the light bulb went back on. So I did the 5-day pouch test, and since then, I can't believe the difference. Like, my hunger is just not there, and I don't know if this is a coincidence or if it's a shift in hormones. I mean, Lord only knows, right? There are so many different factors that go into weight loss and metabolism and everything. All I can tell you is I'm trying to stick to the rules as best I can, keeping up my exercise, keeping up my water, keeping up my supplements and my protein and all of that stuff. But basically I just decided to start listening to my body a little bit more carefully. And my body hasn't been really as hungry as I was kind of pushing, because of the fact that and I was experimenting myself. It wasn't just that people pressured me into this, but I was listening to some experts as well as my surgeon and trying different things, because the weight just all of a sudden just stopped. But I just started listening to my body more, and my body was just saying that it wasn't hungry, and it was feeling really good with just having the protein shakes for a couple of meals. This might just be a temporary thing, but I think it's important, especially when you're still in the weight loss phase. And, I'm just thinking, I need to make the most of my honeymoon period and my weight loss period, and I can worry about making sure I have enough calories and stuff more once I'm in maintenance mode, I think. Because right now I need to remember the object is to lose the weight, and ultimately if you're not exercising enough, then you need to reduce your calories, because there's no magic. There's no magic pill, there's no magic wand, there's no magic formula. It's calories in, calories out. And then the rest is, a little bit of luck here and there, and just focusing on the things that that will keep your metabolism moving. So, it's all in how you handle it. And I just think that a lot of this goes back to listening to your body, which is kind of like my key point this time. So that's what I've done. I haven't been nearly as hungry. I don't know why, if it's just a coincidence, like I said, with the 5-day pouch test, or just listening to my body itself, but for whatever reason, I've been averaging probably closer to 700, 800 calories a day, which is what I was doing when I was losing all the weight. So it seems to me like it must be working to lose almost 12 pounds in a week. Yes, 10 of those pounds was weight that I'd lost once before, because I had crept up, crept down, crept up a little bit more, crept down, and actually had an 7.6 pound gain in a week a few weeks back. So I was first trying to re-lose weight that I had lost once already. So that was the frustrating part. But, I had that victory as well as a non-scale victory, which I will share with you, which was bootcamp on Monday. We did crab crawls, and normally I can get about halfway or 3/4 of the way, and I'm done. And normally I have to take a break in between, like set my butt down on the floor and rest before I can continue backwards. And for those of you who don't know what a crab crawl is, it's basically you are like on all fours but backwards, so that you're like making a reverse bridge, and then you have to crawl your way. And I went from one end of the gym to the other without stopping, didn't need a break for the first time. So to me, that's a huge non-scale victory as well. So I can just feel the difference in my body. So I took my measurements last week and there were no changes. The weight was slowly starting to creep off. I got rid of the 10 pounds that I had lost before. And now I'm losing additional new weight, at a new all-time low. And let me tell you, it's amazing how much you can feel the difference. And just as more weight comes off, it's just amazing how much easier moving around, exercising. Because every pound less that you have to work with, the better. When you're trying to hold your weight and everything else, some people might not think that a crab crawl is that big of a deal, but when you're doing it at 350 pounds, it's a big deal because that's a lot more weight that you have to support. So, but I'm getting there slowly but surely, and yes, it is very slowly, but you know what? It's going, at least in the right direction, finally. So, I'm really, really, really happy about that. So, just remember, follow the rules as best you can, but ultimately, the big thing is, listen to your body. Just, pay attention to what it's telling you. Don't try and force yourself to eat if you're not eating. Just make sure that you're staying hydrated, you're taking your supplements. For short periods of time, reducing your calories down to 700, 800 calories a day is not going to hurt you. It takes a long period of malnutrition before you start to get sick. So if you're losing a little bit of extra weight, by reducing your calories, and likewise, if you happen to be one of those people whose metabolism works better, eating a little bit extra, then go for that. Like I said, it's all about what you feel is best for you and making that work. So the key is listen to your body and just don't give up. Stay strong. So that's my advice for you this leap day. I'll talk to you again in another 4 years. No, I'll talk to you guys again next week. I hope everybody's doing great. I know a couple people, new people that I've been following, are just had surgery, so I wish them well on their new journeys. And I know a couple people who are getting surgery coming up within the next week. Jennifer, who is Siva, oh gosh, I can't remember the numbers. But anyways, Jennifer, good luck. I know your surgery is coming up, so I'll be thinking of you. Thoughts and prayers, and you're going to do great. I know it's been a long wait for you, so welcome to the loser's bench, finally. It must be so exciting to finally see the light, huh? I know I remember those days, so. All right, guys, I will leave you with that, and I will talk to you all again soon. Take care. Bye.